Hi, today I wanted to talk to you guys about how to draw a picture that looks like it's a real place. A lot of times when we do art, we just do a little bit of blue at the top of our paper, and that stands for the sky. And we add a little bit of green or a little bit of gray for the ground, or maybe brown, and that stands for the ground. But if you look outside, I want you right now, wherever you are, to see if you can find a window and see if you can see the sky and the ground. So if you need to pause your video, you can do that. And I want you to think, as you're looking for the sky and the ground, where do they stop? Or do they come together? And I guarantee that if the sky is blue, today it probably is not blue. It is probably gray. It's winter in Ohio. If you look at the sky, it probably comes all the way down to where the ground starts. You might not be able to see it real well. There might be houses in the way. I know I'm looking out my window right now and I see mostly sky and then a little bit of house and then the ground. But the sky comes all the way down. And that's a really crazy thing to think about in art because we're not used to drawing things that way. But if we are using our art to show the way God made the world, it's a really important thing to think about because God didn't just not finish the sky. He made it come all the way down. If he'd left big holes, then our air would escape. We wouldn't have anything to breathe and it would be a really, really rough time. So it's a really good thing that God made the sky come all the way down to the ground. So in order to show that in art, we need to start thinking about using a horizon. Now, if you were in class and you were here the day we did the activity where somebody walked all the way down to the end of the hall and they got smaller and smaller, you probably also noticed that they got higher and higher away from us. Like if we were drawing on a page, they were getting higher. And there is a line that everything is going to travel towards in our picture. It's called the horizon. And the horizon stands for things that are going flat like this, stop, and things that are going up like this, start. So I want you to hold one arm out like this, put one arm up like this, and I want you to say horizon. Do it with me. Horizon. So the horizon is usually right about in the middle of our paper. So I'm going to take a green crayon, and I'm going to draw a big, thick horizon line. And everything above my horizon is going up, and everything that we see below this line is things that we would come across on the across part. So if we are turning this into your bedroom, this would be everything that's on your floor, and this would be everything that's on your wall. Now, there's going to be some things that go up above your horizon. There might be some things that will be kind of like both, but it's a general rule. Your line's going to go right in the middle, and it's going to divide where things go up and where they go across. So I am going to do something crazy and fill in my sky. I'm going to use blue to do that. This kind of looks like a pretty night sky. And I'm going to make my blue come all the way down. Look at that. That's crazy. All the way down. I'm coloring very quickly. Hopefully if you're coloring, you're leaving less white spaces than I am. If you have a pencil and paper, you can do this part along with me. You do not have to do the same part that I'm doing. You could do a city, you could do your bedroom, but I want you to go ahead and do the parts of the picture with me. So there is my blue sky. Looks like a pretty twilight time sky. And now I can add some extra stuff below my horizon. So maybe I want to add a river. And remember, when things get close to us, they're pretty big. So I'm going to put my river right here, and I'm going to have wavy lines going up to my horizon. And I'm going to make my river get smaller as it goes away from me. I can fill that in with some blue. And the reason my river lines get close together, the edges of my river get smaller, is because it's getting further away, and things get smaller when they get further away. And then I can add maybe some trees. Oh, that's purple. That won't work. Could have a purple tree. I'm not going to have a purple tree today. Let's do some dark green first. I'm not gonna make my tree go all the way down to the bottom of my paper. That's one of the coolest things about being a big kid artist, is that you don't have to make everything come down to the bottom. They might stop a little bit before then. It's not a great brown, but it'll work. So I've got the bottom of my tree not even down to the river. So now it looks like my tree is a little bit further away from me than the river. And I could add a rock, and maybe the rock is going to be pretty big, but I'm going to put it all the way back here. It's a really big rock. But because it's far away, I'm going to make it really small. And then I'm going to use some light green for my grass. It's almost yellow. Maybe it needs some more green where this is at. So if you were drawing a picture, you could add snow, you could add grass, you could just make it brown, you could do orange or yellow for the desert, whatever you want to do. And now I'm going to do something even crazier. I'm going to put some stuff on top of the horizons. Sometimes we have hills. No, that doesn't show up very well. Do a different color. There we go. Sometimes there's hills that we can see, and those are actually going to be up on top of my horizon line. And this might be a different color than my mountains. One more hill, so it looks like I finished it. There we go. There's some hills. And I could even add some mountains behind. Now, if you remember, when things get far away, they get small. So my mountains might even be pretty big. I'm going to make them purple. My mountains might be pretty big, but because they're so far away, they're not going to be much bigger than my hills. But they're up above my horizon because the part we see is the part that's going up. I'm even going to make them go behind my hills in a couple places. And then I can add other things to my picture. I could add a hot air balloon if I wanted to. Or a bird. Whatever it is I want to add. So I would like you, as you're watching today, to create your very own landscape picture. A landscape picture means that we're showing the horizon and what the ground around it looks like. You can add as many details as you want. I'm going to add some green grass here around the bank of the river and around my rock. Think about the different colors that you'll use, and I want you to be really creative. Think about, you can make an imaginary world if you want to. But what I really want to see is that you have a horizon in the middle and that everything comes down. Your whole paper is filled in and there's no spots where you forgot to make your world, because God didn't forget to make parts of our world. All right, you can send your picture to me on Google Classroom, or you can email it to me. I hope you have lots of fun drawing today, and I look forward to seeing what you make.